2017 seemed like an insurmountable year for video games, with huge hits like Horizon Zero Dawn, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Odyssey. However, the games of 2018 have shown they're every bit a match and then some. Maybe that's because in a year that strives to outmatch its predecessor, there's been no shortage of stellar games to play this year, including the likes of Far Cry 5 and God of War. With so many titles vying for the top spot, it may be tough keeping track of the very best of 2018, especially if you're trying to choose which ones to try for yourself. Don't worry though, because we've got something that'll make the entire process a whole lot easier. With the first half of our year in the rear view, here are the top 10 games of 2018 so far. More often than not, strategy games are sucked into the abyss, never to be seen or heard from again. That is unless they stand out significantly from the crowd, screaming at the top of their lungs that they aren't to be ignored. Coming from the developers of Faster Than Light, Into the Breach is an indie turn-based strategy game that does exactly that, sucking you in from the start. Into the Breach proves it's no ordinary turn-based strategy game, and it's even earned itself a solid score of 89 on Metacritic. If that doesn't speak for itself, I'm not sure anything does. Originally released just over 4 years ago in February of 2014, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze has made its way to Nintendo Switch. Let's just say while the Switch has faltered with a few game ports from previous systems, this time around the lineup is much stronger for it. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze brings its stellar graphics to the Switch and takes advantage of the Joy-Con's motion controls, allowing for little question that this is one of the best 2D platformers the latest Nintendo console has to offer. Obsidian Entertainment is back with a sequel to their 2015 hit, Pillars of Eternity. While the original breathed new life into the CRPG genre, Pillars of Eternity 2 builds on its successes and provides a much larger experience for fans and newcomers alike. Our review says that Pillars of Eternity 2 feels like a living, breathing, complex world. There are many layers to this game, with different people that have their own problems and motives. You can pick and choose where to get involved, or happily give dozens of hours of your life to speaking with all the colorful characters of DEADFIRE, finding every hidden area, picking up every abandoned cat, and completing every quest Obsidian's latest triumph has to offer. If this genre is your jam, don't forget to put this gem on your must-buy list. Shadow of the Colossus is the best example of just how much gaming has changed over the past decade. The giant-slaying game, once a classic on PlayStation 2 and again on PlayStation 3, proves that age is just a number as it makes its way onto PlayStation 4. Of course, the modernized controls and updated graphics may have something to do with it. While just as fun to play as the original released in 2005, Shadow of the Colossus brings a freshness that makes this without a doubt one of the best games of 2018. Despite a ton of criticism about the amount of violence depicted within the game, Detroit Become Human remained one of the most anticipated games of the year. Thankfully, Quantic Dream didn't disappoint, delivering a game that's not only graphically stunning, but rich in decision-making. As you play as 3 very different androids, you'll get to see the world through 3 unique lenses, and with a huge branching tree of decisions that really matter. You'll want to take a dive into this one. Garnering a large number of positive reviews, Quantic Dream has announced Detroit Become Human as their most successful title so far. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom is the charming sequel to the 2013 release of Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. This open-world action-packed JRPG brings back everything fans of the original loved and then some. With a strong story, solid gameplay, and stellar combat, there's no reason not to fall in love all over again with the lovable cast of characters. Oh, and did we mention it looks great? Dragon Ball Z has such a rich history. Originating in a world of manga and anime, it's a series that soon made its way to the realm of video games. Unfortunately, there have been some huge misses where the games are concerned. Not to be discouraged by the lack of everlasting success and critical acclaim the series has had thus far, developer Arc System Works brought their best foot forward, showing both fans and critics alike just how good a Dragon Ball game can be. Dragon Ball FighterZ proves with frenetic combat and awesome graphics that it deserves not only critical acclaim, but to be written in the history books as one of the best games of 2018. Monster Hunter World started 2018 with a bang. In fact, when it launched, despite the massive success of the Battle Royale genre, Monster Hunter World actually dethroned both PUBG and Fortnite as the top-selling game in the Xbox Store. To add to this, after less than a couple weeks on the market, Capcom announced that the game was their fastest-selling title ever. While sales don't necessarily mean the game's any good, Monster Hunter World saw critical acclaim around the world. This is no doubt due to its strong narrative, gorgeous graphics, and unrelenting yet satisfying combat. If you're wondering whether Monster Hunter World is worth picking up, the answer is a resounding yes. Far Cry is a series that's been around for well over a decade, since 2004 to be precise, and we've been to the far-reaching ends of the world. So how is Far Cry 5 going to redefine the series after 14 long years? As it turns out, Ubisoft knew exactly how to get fans pumped up about the latest installment of the franchise. With a captivating story, gorgeous environment, and a cast of quirky characters complete with a big bad, Far Cry 5 will have you flying by the seat of your pants the whole way through. And if that doesn't sound like an experience, maybe you've always wanted to travel around the open world of the US of A with a damn grizzly bear as a sidekick. As a result, it's hard to deny that this is one of the most impressive games of the year. Surely you were expecting this one, right? As the most anticipated title, there was a lot of room for God of War to falter. Thankfully, it not only met but exceeded everyone's expectations. This reinvention of the God of War series brings Kratos back in a story more riveting than any before it. Our review says God of War isn't just a great God of War game, it's the best so far. Sony Santa Monica has clearly put love into this latest title of the series and has given both longtime fans and newcomers a monumental gaming achievement. Put your fears to rest. Yes, Kratos is getting older, but even after all this time, he's better than ever. God of War holds the highest Metacritic score for a PS4 exclusive, an impressive 94, and 5 million copies sold in the first month. If that doesn't sell you on the fact that this deserves to be the top game of 2018, I'm not sure what will. What are your top 10 games of 2018 so far? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to COGconnected for all things gaming, and for news, reviews, features, and more, visit us online at COGconnected.com.
Bring a tankard filled with grog and join our merry mob. We're stumbling to the docks and we're leaving land behind. For on the ship with sails, we'll ride upon the sea. We're counting you and me, now 1, 2, 3. For on the sea of thieves.